Hello and welcome to the Tower of God video. You listen, I'm kind of hyped right now because I have rainbowed every single non-collaborative SSR Plus unit. Okay, I'm not including the EX unit, obviously. I get shafted in those, so I don't want to talk about it. But legitimately, every single non-collaborative SSR Plus unit, and the only two SSR Plus unit that I haven't rainbowed is Escanor and Rachel, but they were collaborative SSR Plus, and I was free to play back then, so there's no way I could rainbow these guys, right? Either way, here they are. Feels great. And basically this is like I'm rating each of them out of 1 to 10 and giving them my small opinions on them, not a review or anything like that, but just my general opinions on each and every single SSR Plus characters to this day, including the collaborative units too, by the way. So I'm going to include Toa and all of them and what they mean to me, maybe if there's any personal feelings towards them or whatever, like. Anyways, so we'll start off with we'll go up and we'll go all the way down. So we'll start off with Evan. Evan is the first SSR Plus that I ever had in this game. Because when he first played the game, and the guys playing this game when this game first came out, it was basically get Evan in one dupe because he's invincible in his ult, and then afterwards you can aim for someone else. He's still really good. Very useful actually, and his invincibility on his ult is still disgustingly broken. I'll rate him an 8 out of 10, or maybe an 8.5. Actually, I've rated him an 8.5 because he's a support unit and he gives a lot of energy back. There's better stats than him. Also, you'll realize that a lot of these are out of date because I'm too lazy to replace the ignition weapons, but this is an old set. This is an old set. Oh my god. Anyways, next one. So we got Kunadan. Kunadan is great because Kunadan, I'm not gonna lie to you, when he came out, people were saying he was good, but people weren't saying he was like broken because maybe he didn't work that well, maybe we just didn't know what we were doing. But I remember when he first came out, people thought he was great, he was good, but he wasn't like god tier. People didn't think it was god tier broken, right? But the thing is, I read his kit and I was like, wait, this guy is really goddamn good. Like it's a plane. He's really goddamn good. I don't know what's going on with this. Why no one's like saying how hype he is. And I'm sure there were, but the people that I was talking to and the videos that I was seeing weren't really saying didn't do justice how good he was. He's obviously like a 9.5 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. Choose your one. He's really, really good. He's also one of the first units that I really, really wanted to get. He was like the second, I think, SSR Plus that I rainbowed. We got Durek. He is the last SSR Plus unit that I rainbowed. But now that I've used him, keep in mind, when he first came out, no one liked him. This was during the 0.5 anniversary, and he came out with like this other girl, I forgot her name, but she was like the girlfriend of Mad Dog. But essentially, this guy came out, and we were like, he doesn't seem like a tank, like he doesn't seem that good. And then he dropped, and he's definitely not that good. The revolution didn't help him that much either, and the buff that he got actually, I will say, makes him a little bit usable. Obviously you have to get him rainbowed, but he's a Bari victim. I use him like semi frequently now, so I would rate him like a 7 out of 10. But before the revolutionary buff and before Bari, because he's definitely a Bari victim, I would rate him like a 4 out of 10. Anyways, we got Eon. Eon came out during the first year anniversary. Eon Yirang, for family, okay, I'm surprised they didn't have her as an EX unit, but I think this was before they decided to have the concept of EX units. This character's kind of, I don't know about this character. Okay, so she's technically good. She's stunned, she has great crowd control, and she's technically great. But she always lets me down, bro. I don't know what it is about this unit, but this unit always lets me down. Maybe it's the ignition weapon. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't have the right stats in her, but she always lets me down, bro. She dies way too quickly, and she doesn't really. Maybe my effect hit is low. I don't know. She just doesn't do her job for me. But it's like weird. Like whenever we win, I feel like we win because of her. But when we don't win, I feel like she's goddamn useless. So for that, I'll give her like an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Oh, Asensio. Yeah, I fucking love Asensio. That's my go right there. He is the first SSR Plus unit that I rainbowed off rip. So he's like, I guess he's the first journey to pay to win. And I had him, and he carried me so goddamn hard when he first came out. Maybe it's because most of my units weren't rainbowed, but this guy, I think he slept on, bro. Like, he's kind of useless, but he's kind of good, right? Like, he either dodges everything with his set, and then he becomes like absolutely broken. He does a stupid amount of damage, or he just dies instantly, or he does like no damage, right? Like, technically, he's like a 7 out of 10. But I'm biased as hell. I'm giving him a 10 out of 10. But like, he's technically like a 7 out of 10. But I love this guy. I will say his revolutionary buffs were kind of shit. I can't wait for another one because he needs it. But you know, whatever. Yuri is a really good unit. Yuri is this Yuri is one of the first. I think this is like when it's kind of weird, right? I think where either the lifespan of this game, where the devs actually know what they're doing, but the Netmarble is stopping the devs from doing what they want, right? Because it's pretty obvious that they have some really cool and wacky ideas and wacky concepts, and I don't know, yeah, this is skewed, wacky concepts, but they're not really letting them do that. So it's like, I don't know what's going on here, right? Like, Yuri's concept of like ulting only once, but like it's an AoE for the whole map, and either kill everybody or you don't, and then she basically dies after she ults, if because she'll just still be very vulnerable. But still, it's a really good concept. She's really, really strong. But this is the part of the game where I feel like this was like the gap between when now they're like they know what they're doing, right? And I kind of like this, but I would rate this unit like an 8.5 out of 10. She's so useful. Especially because even if she doesn't kill the enemy, she'll destroy like half their health. So you have that, and then the main DPS unit, and the round is pretty much done. I really like this unit. So we have Hugo. Hugo's the GOAT, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I was a sleeper hit, bro. When Hugo came out, like not like the kit, but just like like, oh, we're gonna have Hugo coming up next. I was like, Hugo? Who the fuck is Hugo? And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, it's that one girl from the station, and then she comes up later, like, in doing, like, the war against, to get, back the teacher, but she has so little screen time, I didn't even know why you even include her in, like, as a unit in the first place. But then then they started sneaking up, right? Then they're all like, oh, by the way, only the person that she's attacking can get damage. I'm like, huh? Is she gonna be a tank? But I'm like, whatever, I'll just let it slide. And then she comes out to be absolutely broken. This is also one of those, this unit is like the first. This kind of like Yuri. But she's like absolutely broken. I think she's an accident. I'm not gonna lie. I think she's an accident. I didn't think they knew she was gonna be this broken. But whatever. She's great. I would rate her 10 out of 10. She's so busted. She's gonna be strong for a very long time too. Okay, so now we have Mori. Not my Mori Jin. She's okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care about her. She kind of works. I mean, I already have a review about her, so you can watch the Hololive review on her. But she's mid. The maid costume, who cares about this fucking maid costume, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's okay. I mean, she doesn't work as intended. She's very confusing. It's pretty obvious that she was made, like, the concept of her kit was made a while ago. I don't know. This character, oh yeah, my bad. She's like a 7 out of 10. Anyways, so her, Thor is really good. Really, really good, actually. The more I use her, the more I like her. She buffs so much. She pretty much does every single sort of, like, buff you want. Apart from, like, energy stuff. She buffs attack. She heals. Swiftness. Debuffs. She's crazy. She's not. She has survivability because of her skill. Like, she's great. 10 out of 10. The maid outfit sucks. I will say that these collabs are kind of ruined these things are kind of ruined by the collab, in the sense that, like, it's only 2 weeks. They don't give you enough resources. I made a whole video about it, but that's essentially what I think about them. Then we have Heljo. Heljo is really good. Heljo is like also one of the newer units, where I feel like they know what they're doing now with the units, and he's strong. Okay, listen, the Bargama set is great. Don't sleep on this set. Either way, this unit is a very good. A huge damage. I think he does the most amount of damage outside of, like, Gustang. He's disgustingly broken. He's great. He's very squishy though. I'll give him like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. Probably borderline a 9, because he's really impressed me. At first I was disappointed, but then the more I use him, the more I really like this unit. This unit is great. So we have Mashni. Mashni's on fraud watch for me, because I feel like Mashni is technically a really, 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 really good unit. But for me, she just doesn't work the way I want her to. Maybe, like I said before, maybe it's the ignition weapon set. But when she does work, she works really, really well. So I'll give her like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Also, I don't have really have strong attachments to her. I don't really like her that much in the manga either. She's kind of like whatever. But yeah, she's technically really good. But like for me personally, she hasn't really been like, you know, like crazy. And also, she's really high, and she's a very high investment character too. We got Kuraka. I love Kuraka. Kuraka is good, all reliable. You need a tank to help you. You got Kuraka. He does like no damage, literally like no damage. But he tanks so well that that's just my go. I could use the Barrier set, but I like this the set on him. We have Gustang. See, I love Gustang a lot, and he's helped me carry so much. But like, I just feel like he's not. Oh, did I rate this guy? Okay, I'll rate him. I give him like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. I love Data Gustang, but he's never really been there for me. I mean, he's been there for me. No, he's been there for me. It's just that like I feel like he wasn't like tuned in enough, if that makes sense. Like, he heals and he buffs attack and defense. And that's about it, right? And he stuns the enemy every once in a while. His stuns doesn't really work for me. He doesn't work. And his drones, while I think they were intended to be kind of like a mini tank, isn't like they distract the enemy while the other units attack the enemy. It doesn't really work like that. He just dies. he just dies. His buffs were good enough for him to have a little bit of survivability, but they're like 10 times more like better support units than this guy. He's probably the worst SSR plus support unit in the game. And it's not even close, which is crazy because the SSR plus units are so goddamn strong. I'll give him like a 7. White is great. He was the unit that single-handedly like revived the game for a little bit, because people were going on a downhill spiral, and then White was the unit that like people came back to summon for, and he's so good. He's slowly starting to fall off. Not in the fall off in the sense that he's irrelevant. It's just that like there's a new meta, and I feel like Hugo has taken White's spot as like the DPS carry. Specifically because White is really strong, and he was the first unit that does damage, but he needed help. Hugo doesn't really need that help because Hugo is just an accident. Hugo is just so goddamn strong. But White is really good. I'm giving him like a 9.5 out of 10. Like, he's great. He made like top 10 of units of last year. I fucking love Viola. Okay, the thing about Viola is that he's the first SSR plus that I rainbowed, and this was when I was free to play. So I rainbowed this guy, and I thought I was like the GOAT, the best to ever do it. And back in the day, they had to buff him twice. One, because he didn't work correctly. 2, because he wasn't doing enough damage. Then 3, with his revolution. Like, this guy has gotten buffed several times. And each time he gets buffed, he gets a little bit stronger. I wouldn't call him like, and he was like really good for a little bit, and then he falls off. And he's like really good for a little bit, then he falls off. And he's really good for a bit, then he falls off. He's fallen off now, but he'll always have a special place in my heart because I fucking love Viola. He carried me so much, especially with the early game, because when the game first came out, the first color they got a buff outside of like yellow, because at first it was like yellow and like darkness. Red was like the first like unit that really got buffed. That was like one of the go-to teams. I love this guy, but he's technically like a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7, but in my heart he's a 10 out of 10. Yvonne Cal is really good too. Yvonne Cal was one of those units that people slept on, and the more they looked at Yvonne Cal, the more they liked her, because she does a stupid amount of damage, right? She had a revival with Princess Anak, because Yvonne Cal had a survivability issue, but with Princess Anak, she became relevant again because she gets protected, and with her and with the revolutionary buff and stuff, she does a lot of damage. She does a stupid amount of damage, but there are better units. But this character is great. I really love this. This character, okay, I think it was like the blueprint for Heljo. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this Heljo is like a buffed up, like way better version of Yvonne Cal, but they feel the same to me, And then so we have a Rack. Yvonne Cal's like an 8 out of 10, by the way. Rack was a weird unit where I think the Rack is like really, really, really strong, but he was a random unit. Like, people was thinking, why did Rack get released now? Like, he's such a random pick. Like, we're just doing like like workshop battle and like revolutionary train stuff. Like, what are we doing with Awakened Rag? Like, isn't this a spoiler? Like, this is like season 3 stuff. What are we doing here? Like, it was crazy. But like, he's a really good unit. I think he does his job well. I think he's actually slept on, if anything, because he really does not die at maxed revolution, at max rainbow. But like, yeah, he's been good or reliable, but I wouldn't really like use him as a must summon. But he's very, very good. I like him quite a bit. I've been using him a lot doing my 80th floor to like 90th floor journey. He's great. Jisung was also one of those hype characters that came out. Also, yeah, Rek is like an 8 out of 10. Jisung was one of those characters that like people was really, 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 really excited for, and I think his update came with a lot of stuff, like the revolutionary train update. So this guy was like a really good release in my opinion. So I'll give this guy like an 8 out of 10 as a unit. Right now he's just stun food. Like, I'll just use him so he can die and then stun people, and then let the DPS like kill them while they're stunned. But at the time that he got released, he's technically really good. I think he needs a buff, obviously, but he's like an old gen assassin where the skill tells you that he like shows up and instantly like teleports to the enemy. Like, he's not as good as, yeah, like afterwards he dashes towards the enemy with the highest attack and deals this. Like, he's one of those old gen assassin units, so he's aged quite a bit, but he's still like usable, kinda. Like, he's still really good, but like, he's not my type of unit. 8 out of 10. But I do like the content that he came with. Abelda's the GOAT. It's so funny because a lot of the times the most broken characters are the supports, and most people don't even know that the supports are like there, you know. So until they're broken, until they come out, and she is no exception. Like, Albelda is really, really goddamn strong. A 10 to 10 unit, one of the best decisions of rainbowing ever. Like, she's amazing. Like, I love her. One of the GOATs. This guy, one of the collab units, Ejin. I don't really care that much about Ejin, but he's really good. I didn't care about the collab, but he's a really good unit. I use him to this day. Like, literally almost every foe that I use in adventure mode has him in there with Albelda. Those two are like married essentially for me. He's basically, if you have him with an evade build with Albelda, he's basically like an evade tank, you know, which is kind of crazy. He's really good. I like him. I would give him like a 9 out of 10. You know, not much strong opinions, but I do like this unit. So Alice is technically a really goddamn unit. Good, strong, good. I can't speak. A really good unit, specifically because she has like the HP percentage thing on her skills, so she'll always do a lot of damage, right? Like, this one takes 30% of the match HP. She'll always do a lot of damage, but she's just so slow. She's so slow, bro. She's just like, I don't know, like, and like, if it's just her, she'll just die. I don't know, man. She's not I don't know. You know, she's on fraud watch for me, but she's technically a really, really strong unit. I'm giving her like, see, my unbiased opinion will give her like an 8.5, 9 out of 10, but I give her a 6 out of 10 because she always chokes on me. She can choke on this. Let me chill. Let me chill. Rek Mazzino is a really funny character because this character, people either love him or they hate him. Right, when he first came out, like, he was like a beer tier unit. He's still a beer tier unit, but at some point people really liked him. Like, I use him as a stun unit. You know, he'll shield a little bit, and then he'll get stunned, and then, you know, he'll die, and then he'll stun everybody. Though I hate him in adventure mode. I hate this bum in adventure. Mode, bro. Fucking hate this guy, bro. Oh my god. But like in here, it's fine. Like, he's cool here, I guess. You know, he's cool like in my box, but I don't really use him that much. I mean, even if I do, it's just to like get a shield up and to stun the whole enemy backline. He's a Barry victim too. Like, he works better with the Barry set, but like, still, you know. Good old Mashni, good old reliable, good old one dupe unit. I fucking love this unit because I had her in one dupe forever, and as a tank, she still delivered, bro. She was there for me when no one was as a tank unit, bro. She's so good. I think she was like the second unit that I got, because I wanted to have a tank and I only needed one dupe for her, so she was the second unit that I aimed for. She's so good. She's so reliable as a unit. You don't even need her rainbowed, and even if you have her rainbowed, it's just to get more damage. And she doesn't even do that much damage to begin with, and so you don't really need her as a rainbow. I give her like a 9 out of 10, but I fucking love this unit. I don't use her as much anymore, but she's really really good, and she's so reliable, and I fucking love her. Kaiser was the first like she was like the concept of DPS carry, but she was the first like SSR plus DPS carry that you need to have. Yes, I got the bikini outfit, leave me alone. But yeah, she's a really good. I have good memories of her because like it was to the point where I needed to carry. She came in there clutch for me. I saved up so much spendium to rainbow her, but I rainbowed her. It took a while though, but I was able to get her, and she carried me so hard. Especially with the blue team, because at the time the blue team wasn't that good. The blue team still isn't that good, but you know, she was great, and she still is great to this day. I love this unit. 9 out of 10. This unit is so good, bro. This unit is one of those slept on units where people know that she's good, but people don't know how good she is. And people think that, oh yeah, you know, the best DPS, the best support units are Belda and Summer Iqua. She's that too, bro. She's so good. She makes it a 4v5. She gives energy. She does at the time she did a decent amount of damage with the Sundance set, which I have on her right now. She's so good, bro. I fucking love her. Like she carried me so hard. Her with Kaiser is a crazy combo, and she's still useful too. You put her in bossing, bro. You put her in bossing. She carries so hard, bro. I love her. Yeah, she's one of those units where I feel like I still think to this day that people are sleeping on this unit. This unit is good. Like this unit is great. Bomb is on far watch for me. I love this unit. Also, but okay, the thing about this unit is I have a soft spot for this guy because this guy, he was the first unit that I made in this channel. It was about this character, and I really like this character. Like he's cool as hell. I love Bomb from the story. I love this revolutionary battle against. I'm not gonna tell you he fights against, but you know, if you know, you know, it was a great fight. This unit has been failing me recently, though. He just dies to me. I don't know what it is, but he really just be dying all the time. So but he's technically good unit on paper. He performs well, but for me, he's been letting me down. So my unbiased opinion for this character would be like a 9 out of 10. My biased opinion would also be an 8 out of 10. Drops a point because he's been letting me down recently. But I love Bomb. I love this unit. I love his kit. He's just been on Fraud Watch with me recently. I don't know. Dawn is a great unit. I couldn't rainbow her when she first came out because I got shafted in the Gustang banner. So as a personal opinion, I'm giving her like a 3. But as a unit itself, this unit is really really strong. Does a stupid amount of damage. People were surprised at how much damage she does. Like, but she's really strong and a worthwhile unit. She was also wow, I can't speak. She was also very free to play. Because she was from the Gustang banner, and they knew that people were going to summon on Gustang, so they made her like a third amount of resources to rainbow her, which was really crazy. But yeah, she's really really good. We have Yasracha. Yasracha is on. He's a really good unit, but people didn't want him to be a tank. I didn't want him to be a tank. I wanted him to be something else. I don't know why they made him a tank, and even as a tank, he's very squishy. But I don't know. Recently, he's been like killing it. I'm not gonna lie. It was also the time when they released the set for the Mago set, and they tried desperately to give him the Mago set, but the Mago set does not work on him. He's a Barry victim, but he's a good Barry victim. Like he's actually a very usable unit. I'll give him like an 8 out of 10. Escanor is really really strong, and this collaboration was probably the best one in terms of hype because obviously it's Seven Deadly Sins. But realistically, I didn't rainbow him, and I don't like the fact I didn't rainbow him. He was really good at the time, but he fell off so quick. I mean, I guess he's still good if you have him rainbowed, but I don't have him rainbowed, so I'm giving him a 7 because I'm mad I didn't rainbow him, and I've used so much resources on him. But yeah, he's good. He's good though. He's technically good. Zahard is good. He's good at one dupe. He's good at rainbowed. I don't really have strong opinions on him because I wasn't a Zahard defender because I didn't really use him that much. But when he first came out, people loved Zahard. He was one of the like tanks. He was like a pseudo tank carry. People were either on like Camp Mashni or Camp Zahard. I was on Camp Mashni, but Zahard is still really really good. His revolutionary buff is gonna go crazy though. I know it. It's gonna be insane. I'm giving him an 8.5 out of 10, or like maybe not an 8 out of 10. Rem is good, but no one really cared for Rem that much until the anniversary. And even when Rem got released, people were like, now you're releasing Rem? Because Rem was in the data files for so long, and it was only till like the 0.5 anniversary that we finally got hints of Rem coming out. Ren is okay. Like, they had a buff with the first anniversary with Summon Iqua, but like, who cares? You know, like, legitimately, who cares? Like, I don't care. Kaya Yuri is a good unit. She was one of those units that I thought was better than they actually were, but she was still very good. I think she was like, I rainbowed her a little bit after Violet, and she carried me a lot. But like, the more that I play this game, the less I like her. But at the time, bro, she carried me hella. She was good. But I think she's just aged a little bit. But yeah, she's alright. I'm giving her like a 7.5 out of 10. This character is the GOAT. The best to ever do it. I love this unit dearly. 10 out of 10. I will say I was really mad during the anniversary that we had. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a hype unit, and we got like summer stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? But this unit is so good, and they gave it a free copy for the first anniversary, so it was really cool. This unit is also very, very strong. Probably the best support or the second best support, depends on like what you prefer. But this character is really goddamn strong. This character carries everybody. There's not a single account in this game that does not need this unit. This unit is just that good. 11 out of 10. Caliban. Caliban is good, but like, people be sleeping on this man a lot. He needs a lot of help to help him survive, but once he survives, he's really good. He survives, he stuns, like, he's a great unit. I think he's slept on. I think people want him to be a damage dealing unit, but he is technically a walking tank in the anime and in the webtoon. So, you know, I'm giving him like an 8 out of 10. I don't think, yeah, 8 out of 10. Gesfacha is great, because Gesfacha was one of those units that people were like, I hope he's better than Yama, and he was. He's so good, bro. He's so good. He's got the percentage thing, so he'll last for a very long time. When he came out, people thought he was okay, but like, when he dropped, people were like, whoa, like, what is this? This is crazy. This is a power creep. This is insane. I love this unit. This unit is like a 9 out of 10. I love this unit. This unit carried hard, because especially now, because green needs help, and this was the help that the green needed, you know. And then we had, last but not least, we have Rachel. I don't care about Rachel. She's like a 3 out of 10. She was the first collab unit. People, when she came out, she wasn't even that good when she came out, and people were like, oh no, she's good. She wasn't that good. Cope. It's so much cope. People be like, oh, she has her uses. She had her uses for like a month for like bossing, I think. She's so useless. I don't even know, like, I mean, I gotta give him like a little bit of credit, because the collab event had so much resources. Like, they gave us so many free this was all free to play, by the way. I got in red one with 0 resource, with nothing on my account, to red one, which is kind of crazy. They gave a lot of free tickets, so we'll give them that. But the unit's not that good. I don't use her, and she has the name Rachel. So from a personal enjoyment, I'm giving her a 1. From usability, I'm giving her a 3. And the fact that you can't get her anymore because she's a collab makes it so that she sucks even more. Anyways, that's the list. My computer's about to die, and I'll see y'all next time.